Hello friends, in this video I will show you how to go from this boring landscape to this inviting butterfly haven that I will be able to enjoy from my kitchen window starting next spring. And I'll show you how to prep the soil easily and inexpensively. This is something that anybody can do. Welcome to Bliss in the Garden. My name is Cynthia and I love everything about gardening and landscape design. I help people find bliss in their gardens. So no matter what level of expertise you have, I'd be honored to help you find joy in your outdoor space. First of all, let me share that this is a new home to my family. We recently moved to coastal Georgia near Savannah, and if you haven't been to Savannah, I highly suggest it. It's rich in architecture, history, and there's so many fun things to do. One of the things that I love is how the oak trees decorate the city with their spectacular arch shapes and how the Spanish moss hangs from their branches. I had spent 6 years designing my previous landscape from scratch and created something that I truly loved. Now, as life would have it, I'm starting all over again. This is the right side of the home, and as you can see, there isn't much going on over here. Since this was mostly grass and I'm doing this project in the fall, I want to show you how to start a garden bed the easy way. Doing this in the off months will give you a head start for the next spring. So the first thing I did was purchase bales of straw. It's not my favorite type of mulch, but it is the most inexpensive and it's going to get the job done. I decided to use some leftover cardboard and paper from our move, but you could also use newspaper or any other recycling material that will decompose back to the earth. Get a great helper. This is Manny. He helped me spread the cardboard and paper around and then put the pine straw on top. The idea is to allow the grass to slowly die during the winter, and then we can work on improving the soil so it's more nutrient rich for when we are ready to plant. If it's a windy day, you may want to wet your cardboard or newspaper so it doesn't fly away. But I knew that rain was coming later that day and it was going to get wet, so I didn't really worry about that. A couple of weeks prior to this project, I planted 2 Texas sage plants on either side of the window and a bottle brush in front of the fence. I'll soon be making 2 videos on Texas sage and bottle brush. Now let's do something fun. This is what I see when I'm in my kitchen looking out, and I see the bottle brush and a peak of the Texas sage. Eventually this is going to fill out like this over time. Now let's look at this from another vantage point. Whenever you are planning your garden, whenever you are designing your space, you need to think about function. Just like interior design, you got to think about functionality and aesthetics. So for me, I'm going to be looking from my window, from my dining area, and there's a bench where my pets can look out of the window, and they'll usually like to see the neighbors walking by, etc. But now they'll have some interest with the plants. So wouldn't it be cool if they could see like hummingbirds or butterflies, etc.? They'll be really entertained, and so will we when we're eating dinner if we kind of come across a monarch butterfly. There's so many things I could do, but I think the general idea of this particular space is going to be attracting pollinators, attracting butterflies and hummingbirds, etc., and maybe even having like a little bird bath there so birds can come and soak up the water and the sun and see the butterflies. So it would be very interesting for us to look at. So this is very aesthetically pleasing. Colors and pollinators. Let's check out plenty of possibilities, and at the end you will see the final design plan that I decided to use. Days later, I found some plants on sale and saved a lot of money. I made a video and I will post the link. I bought discount plants that didn't look so great and will nurse them, so I adapted the plan. I divided some flax lilies and monkey grass I already had, used Mexican heather along with the monkey grass as a border, added some yellow mums, and decided I should add a climbing vine like clematis. So let's see where we are up to date. There you have it. This is how I plan my garden. Let me also add that I plan with room for change because you have to be smart and incorporate plants as they come to you. Patience and flexibility go a long way in the garden. This is the before and this is the after. Now let's look at my plan for the rest of that side. I'm going to pressure wash the house and fence prior to finishing. I also think adding another clematis on the left side will tie it all together. Plus, I'm considering an interesting tree that will soften the long wall. But I'll wait till the right tree comes along. I've learned over the years to plan in advance, but be flexible enough to change the plan as you see fit. That way you can easily incorporate the plants on sale or the plant swap or the beautiful plant that has been gifted to you. But at the end of the day, it's about creating bliss in the garden.